Evening all, and welcome back to Kerbalism. We are starting this episode off with the launch of this craft here. It's designed to go up and rescue 2 Kerbals from orbit of Kerbin. It is primarily ion powered with a nuclear reactor on board, so it's all going to be good and fine for that. It also has a secondary mission of delivering some monopropellant tanks to our recycler station in orbit, so that our recycler probe, which a number of episodes ago I ended up putting liquid fuel tanks on by mistake, can actually finally get its monopropellant and be able to dock with things, because that's kind of important. It's been going round and round and round up there for I don't even know how long, and not really do a great deal. But we're going to fix that in this episode, and then we're going to go on to having a look at what else we can sort of do, because well, money's still a bit of a problem, but I'm kind of thinking maybe we could look at capturing an asteroid, because they're really good money makers. And here we are at our very first pickup. You'll notice I've still got this large fuel tank attached to the bottom. We're not using any of the Xenon engines that are hidden in there, because I over-engineered this a little bit. Yeah, we've got loads of fuel left on board it. Probably not enough to do all the rescues, but we'll see. We'll see. So, you are going to come down. And grab onto that. In you get. And Mervyn, who is a pilot. Mervyn's already our pilot, sorry. Mating, who is a scientist. Mating, welcome to the space program. We are now going to go and rescue Erie? Is it Erie? Erie, yes. We're now going to go and rescue Erie. So, sit tight, and we shall be right back. And here we are on approach to Erie. It's been a long time playing catch up this one. I decided to go for a lower orbit and try to catch up with the pod, and it's taken nearly a day. It's taken over a Kerbal day to do that. So I think next time I'll go with a larger orbit and just let them catch me up, because that's quicker. It's so much quicker to do it that way. Right, so let's towards them nice and gently. We've still got loads of fuel left, 480 meters a second, which is only 9-10 seconds off of burning at full power, but I'm not using anywhere near full power for this. Now, I have noticed this as well in the craft. If you use physical time warp up to full speed, the crafts wobble. I'm not sure what does that. Not a major problem or a major issue at all. Just surprising. Ooh. Yeah, just somewhat surprising. Okay, so Erie, how'd you get? Going this way. Kerbal underneath us there. I have no idea if any of the constants on Kerbal have names. It's similar to Earth in some respects, but obviously isn't Earth, so wouldn't want to name things wrong. Right, okay. And you can board, and welcome Erie, an engineer. Awesome, welcome to the space program. So we're going to go and try and meet our space station, wherever it is. There it is. Target. We shall go and meet that. We are on the complete opposite side of the world to it, but that'll be okay. And also this here, this little plane icon here, that's the probe that I need to put these pods on. I would say it'd be easier to meet the probe, but it may not. I don't know. Here's an interesting question. I go inventory. Yes, I can. Okay, so Iri, you are the engineer, so you can have the gun. So we could do this in flight. We could actually do this in flight. Okay, so in that case, we're going to go and meet our probe instead, and I should be back once we have arrived somewhere near that. And just one orbit later, we are here. I'm actually using the probe to meet us because we run out of fuel. We do still have lots of Xenon on there, but I didn't want to use it up. I wanted to save it because these have got fuel in them. I was thinking if we put them on that and then put monopropellant on this, it would mean we've got some more free fuel to try and deorbit. I'm thinking I can have less space clutter up here. But my brain has just gone, actually, maybe I should just gobble it up. Because why not? Still keep the fuel though, because I can send that back to Kerbin and save a bit more money. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna just detach the bottom stage and gobble it up. Okay. Right, so accelerate time. Luckily I haven't got to worry about anything going nighttime because we are all nuclear powered. Those little tiny reactors, oh, they're not there. They are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Right, so in that case, let's start the engines and attach that. So check that down first, shall we? Activate. Because there's no point in wasting any of this stuff, is there? Let's be an economical and environmentally conscious space program, and let's not destroy the environment by cluttering up our system. Bomb and on. So, not going to fill the tank up full weight. And grab that as well. Waste not, what not. Should have the blue glow of the engines. Yeah, that is really cool. Grab the ring floating through space. Nom. And then we will deactivate this because I don't want to accidentally eat my shuttlecraft. Not healthy for the Kerbals inside. They dislike being eaten. Or recycled, I should say. Ooh. Okay, we can kind of... But we need to get really close. Like, proper really close. Without getting ourselves completely out of control. I think I may have gone a little bit overkill on this design here. It's got far too many engines for what it's actually doing, but I'd rather have too many than not enough. Let's have a bump, and that'll do, I think. That will do. Park it there. There we go. Right. So, be a bit closer. That way, a bit drift over. Okay, so if you point radial out, and you point radial out, I know you're both roughly doing the same sort of thing. Okay, so Erie, here we go. Hope you know what you're doing when it comes to taking spacecraft apart. So, first and foremost, we need to remove these engines. Right, these are that. Attach it there. That will do. Then grab that. Attach it there. Awesome sauce. Right, now go down. Grab that. Attach it there. That's going to completely unbalance my craft, but I don't really mind. And attach that there. Have a look whether they're square. They're not really square, but it should not matter. It should not matter. Most importantly, it now has monopropellant, which means when we take it back to our station, the probe can actually dock rather than having to be plugged in. And well, one thing. Oh, your RCS was on apparently. Oh, there you go. It definitely works. Okay, so let's off you go. Throw you away. Okay, we want to try and get there. We're miles off, but nah, I don't mind. Okay. You, on the other hand, you're going to fire up all your engines and deploy your parachutes and God knows what else. We're going to wait to our apoapsis, I think, and then we're pretty much above the space center right now. Yeah, I think we'll wait for the apoapsis, and then we will deorbit ourselves. And see where we can land. Try to see where any. Way up there. There's no real. How much we got life support wise? Look, see here. We've got 4 days worth of that. I'm going to wait for the KSC to come around to the. Well, to basically here somewhere. So when I deorbit, I'll be landing somewhere where the KSC is. Possibly over there. So I will be back in about a day. Well, maybe just under, about 4 hours. Okay, we have entered the atmosphere. We're currently going to overshoot the space center, end up over here, but I actually have the feeling we're going to land in the mountains. Really don't want, but well, we'll see. We are coming in with a nuclear reactor first. You know what? I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to put those engines on top, the fuel tank on top. That's where the weight is. So if we do that, we'll have a slightly better arc. I'm just very concerned. These radiators are obviously running. In fact, you know what? I'm going to shut down that nuclear reactor. Let's turn that off. Let's turn that off. Okay. We're good for electric charge. I'm just very concerned about that reactor going boom. I don't think. I mean, it won't cause a problem in this global space program. It's not real life, but in real life, obviously, a nuclear reactor exploding in, in the atmosphere is generally bad for the inhabitants of the world. But then, does anyone actually live on this world? Other than just the people at the Space Center. There are no houses, there are no cities. You can get city-like mods, but I delete them because I find them annoying. You see a lovely city on the coast there, and then when you land on it, it's just green. I'm like, well, no, just go away. But anyway, yeah, we are coming down. Nothing's getting hot. We're okay. I just hope we actually make it to land. We're going to miss the mountains. Hopefully we will make it to that land somewhere. Almost landed debris apparently on the floor there. Or is that on the other side of the planet? I don't know. But we are coming down. We are slightly off angle because of the weight at the top. Things are looking good. We are a fiery ball of doom. That was not the camera angle I was expecting. Okay, let's scratch that because I'm not sure what camera tools are doing there. But yeah, don't know what that is. Not us. Must be something else in orbit that's casting a shadow down there. I do love that distant objects. That's fantastic. Really is fantastic. But anyway, yeah, we are going to come down on the coast, which is good. Which is very good. Let's deploy our landing gear. Turn off our SAS because we don't need that anymore. And I think this is a successful landing. It's pretty flat down there, isn't it? It looks flat. Yeah, it looks pretty flat. Okay. I think all is good. I think we are home free. So, Matting and Erie, welcome to the space program. Welcome to Kerbalism. You're going to love it here, I'm absolutely sure. We don't strand any Kerbals in orbit. We have yet to kill any Kerbals. Touch wood. And we're doing well. We're doing well. And so, with those 2 Kerbals rescued, we have more Kerbals for our space program. We've gained, we was on about 608, so we're getting about 100,000 for that, or 153,000. There we are, from parts and missions completed and other bits and pieces, so that's good. Matting and Erie, welcome. So, asteroids. To track asteroids and to gather them, we need to upgrade the tracking center. Can't afford to do that. So I guess for the moment I'm going to be carrying on. I'd like to do that because if we can get an asteroid in orbit, you do get like repeat tourist missions to go and stay on an asteroid for like 30 days and come back, which is absolutely fantastic because it's really easy to make money. So yeah, and money's still a problem here. Kind of wish I'd started this in just a science playthrough because it does feel as if I'm being slowed down by the lack of money for things, but well, if I possibly would play the game a little bit better, I wouldn't struggle so much, would I? Speaking of money, let's see what other contracts we have. I've still got 5 active at the moment. Expand the moon outpost. That's something I want to do because we need a water. No, not water. Metal. We need metal ore. We got an asteroid, another one of these here. That's doing its thing at its own time. Oh, we had to rescue someone from around the moon. What about that? Science data from space around Ike and data from the surface of Ike. That was what I picked up a long time ago, hoping I could get in contact with our Duna satellites, but they're still out of range at the moment. So expanding the surface outpost. Oh, we have updated extraplanetary launch pads, which come with some new things, I think. So let me have a quick look at those. So there aren't any new parts for extra planetary launch pads. Oh, well, actually there are. I just remember on our recycler station I have some custom tanks with scrap metal. There are now official tanks for scrap metal, so yeah, but that's that was it. I was mainly after whether the augers still require metal ore rather than just normal ore, because there is a difference. There is a very, very important difference. I want to bring up the surface thing. Is that it? That's kind of it. But I want metallic ore, metal ore, that's what I want. And I want to, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. Right, let's go to a road, moon scanner. U. Right, yes, this is the metal scanner for what we want. Done its wonderful job there. Oh, it looks like we're getting a small eclipse going on here. Awesome. Do like them. But right, what we need to do is we need to bring up ScanSats ore, that's the one, and we want metal ore. Okay. So we're currently in a region with none, which is awkward as hell. That's because I think, yeah, there wasn't anywhere. No, where metal ore is, there isn't any water. It's extremely annoying, especially when you consider there aren't any pumps or anything in Kerbalism or Kerbal Space Program to allow us to pump water long distances. As soon as something goes more than 2 kilometers out of range, it just stops working. So yeah, so that's going to have to be our fuel refinery, which means we're going to have another refinery set up for producing spare parts if we want to build rockets on the moon. Do you know, I am really thinking I should have instead gone with my original instinct of having a station in orbit that does everything. You have a station in orbit that has a crew cabin on it. It has a place to refine water into to break water down and produce fuel from it, and it has a place to take ore to produce what it needs to as well. So that way you just have landers going down to the moon and they just fill up on water or fill up on metal ore and then come back up again and dock. And everything's in orbit. And then you can build in orbit as well. So I am extremely tempted to do that. Although I think the idea was going to be to bring it all back to Kerbin and do it in low Kerbin orbit. I'm confused. I'm very confused. I think I'm confusing myself what I'm doing. Well, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should actually build another installation on the moon? Or put it in lunar orbit? Or try and lug it all back to Kerbin's orbit? Not a big fan of that last one. I think I'd much rather have, like here, I've got a fuel refinery that can go back, so we could launch into Kerbin's orbit, refuel, come to the moon, build whatever ship we need to build, and go off from the moon orbit. We'll basically set up a little colony in orbit of the moon. Kind of like that idea, but let me know what you think, whether I should do that, or whether I should go onto the surface of the moon, or whether I should just give it up completely and move to Minmus or something. Minmus is obviously a lot easier to fly from, because it's much lower gravity, but it takes a lot longer to get from Kerbin to here. It takes 9 days to do, where it's only a day to get from the moon. Kind of why I like the moon. It's relatively close. If something terrible goes wrong between the two, you can rescue Kerbals. If something goes terrible with here, you're looking at taking possibly 10 days, 9-10 days to get to them, and they could be dead in the time. So yeah, yeah, but it looks as if we're definitely going to have 2 different landers going down. to do things. So yeah, let me know which way you think I should go with this, because I'm kind of at a loss. So I thought I'd just have to check to see how much a rocket would cost me to send some rocket parts into orbit, rather than waiting for the ore to be done and things like that, just so I could build things in orbit that are bigger, without worrying about having to launch them. And to send 15,000 rocket parts into space will cost 200,000, which it isn't bad, because I think we built some for 12,000 rocket parts a little while ago, which was quite big. But yeah, it's a lot. It's an awful lot to do for no reward, basically. So I think I'll leave this for a minute. But when I came back out, I actually got a warning about somebody on our recycler station, wherever it may be. I'm being blind there. Yeah, somebody suffering from stress. Oh, we have 2 Kerbals. And our nitrogen's doing that dodgy flicking thing going on there. There is still something odd about nitrogen usage. You send up like 1,000 units and it says it's got 63 days worth of nitrogen, and it only lasts about 10. So I think that's because of Kerbal's EVAing and stuff. I'm not too sure, but yeah. We got a critical failure, and we have 2 Kerbals who are suffering from stress. So it may be time to do a crew rotation on our station. I think that's probably going to make a bit of sense. And so 4 more brave Kerbals head up to our recycler station in order to do some crew rotation. I'm setting up 3 more engineers, the only 3 we have left. And Sean Moore, I think, was the pilot, just to go up there, and they're going to swap over, and the other crew will come back down to Kerbin for a bit of rest and realization. I also might have a look at taking off some of the very odd bits and pieces we have on the station. We've got like bits poking out here and there and everywhere where I've docked things to wherever I possibly can, just because. And yeah, I think it's about time we tidy things up a little. And here we are at our recycler, still with our main stage attached, because I seem to be really good at over engineering stuff at the moment. We're not got a lot of fuel left in it, but well, I didn't want to waste it, basically. You'll see here I put the engine on here backwards, simply because I had a large docking port down here, and I thought, well, if I use the large docking port, I can dock to over here, not worrying about trying to find some mini one somewhere. Just have the engine on there, sort of backwards. Not a bad thing. It's not a problem. Completely overshot my mark now. Let's slow us down. There we go. Okay, so I suppose I could transfer the crew over via EVA rather than docking anywhere. Although I do kind of want to steal the fuel out of this. What have we got here fuel-wise? We're taking everything out of these? I think we have. Could do with taking some of these off and deorbiting them, or recycling them. Let's not be foolish there. We want to obviously recycle as much as we can. And so, with our crew transferred over, the fuel from the upper stage transferred to the station as well, it's time to just simply send the station crew home and give them much earned rest and realization that they deserve. So, that's going to be everything for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Hope to see you again next time, and until then, as always, have fun.